Alright guys, so it's Sunday and it's super hot today, so I thought today would be a good opportunity to sand my foils. And I've heard, like in World Cup racing, that everyone does that and you can get a lot of speed out of your foils if you sand them right. I'm gonna try my best, but basically what I try to do is make this edge here very sharp, because when you go out with your foil and you hear like a little bit of whistling, which I hear, then you know that you have to sand this trailing edge. And what I try to do is I start with a 600 sanding paper. It's wet sanding paper, so here I have some water to sand it, make it wet, and then sand both edges with like a degree of like 20 degrees like that. And what you want to try to do is make this edge where the low pressure side is a little bit rounder, so that the sharp edge is on the other side, so to say. I mean, at least that's what I've read. And Monday we're gonna have some wind, so I really want to get my foils ready for Monday. So that's my task for today, make the foils sharp. And also the other thing is, here I have 1000 sanding paper, which I finish it off with, that I want to make this whole foil hydrophile. And what that means is that the water is sticking to the foil, because that actually gives you more control and by that makes you faster. And like there's this discussion if like 1000 or 2000 sanding paper is the best. Basically, it comes down to 1000 sanding paper having more control and 2000 being faster. So I'm going to start off with the 1000 and go like in circles when it's wet. And then when I finish, I want to make it like in the direction of the water flow. So that's at least what I've heard. But yeah, I'm going to see and let you know if this actually helped my speed and if it did, by how much. Alright, I did all the sanding on the foil. I got a new front wing, so today I want to test how the foil is now performing and if it actually improved the performance and of course the speed and the control. So I'm back in Leipzig now and we're heading off to one of the lakes. It's the Zwenkauer Lake, which is a really nice big lake for testing. So let's head over there and let's see if all the work I did on the weekend on the foil actually paid off and gave me a little bit of a performance boost. Alright, we arrived at the lake and I made all the edges on this foil super sharp. So the trailing edge of the front wing, the trailing edge of the back wing, and also the mast. And I sanded everything. And I sanded everything so that the whole foil is becoming hydrophile, meaning that the water is sticking to the surface. And I really want to find out today if that actually does anything, if I notice a difference. Hi Mario, what do you think?
Good morning.
What do you think about sanding the foil?
It's interesting.
Have you done it?
No.
No. Why not?
We can do speed comparison.
Yeah, that will be interesting because we sailed here the whole last 2 weeks, so we will immediately notice if I got faster or if I didn't today.
Yeah.
Just by sanding the foil and doing some work.
And you have this new custom front wing.
Yes.
That I heard is not slow.
It's quite quick. It's a little bit hard to control. For some reason it feels very unstable, but it's super fast.
It's interesting that it's unstable, no? Because you would think it's easy to like copy a wing
I don't know,
concept.
It's like in this direction, like the foil going on the sideway, so to say.
Yeah.
That's bad English, whatever. But in this direction it feels super unstable, but I sailed it already 2 days ago and like after half an hour it was okay, I just had to get used to it.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna test it again, but we're at a different lake here, Zwenkauer.
Yeah, the lake is much bigger. You have quite some wave here.
Yeah, that's true.
Like not wave, but
so
chop.
It's not super easy for speed as you have some waves and chop. But
maybe like the goal is 31 knots, no?
A little bit more. 31 I've done a couple of times now, so I want to get a little bit more.
Okay, I want 31 today.
That would be a nice goal.
Yeah, but you also sanded the mast, no?
I sanded everything except the fuse because
you have to sand. Did you sand the board?
No. The whole foil, I mean. Hi, Christopher.
Hello Nils, how is it going? I heard you are an English-speaking YouTube channel.
Exactly, it's nice that you're on here now, even if I didn't ask you.
Yes, it's totally fine with me.
Perfect.
I'm a natural camera talent.
Ah, nice.
Oh my gosh.
And apparently there's some kind of construction going on behind me. I don't know what they're doing here, but it's super loud and noisy, not beautiful like it used to be here.
I called out one day just to hear a sound. Is someone still around? She heard me calling. She heard me say her name, but she hides away now. Called out today, but she hides away Called out today, but she hides away. We tore the walls down. We broke our solid ground, looking for the sound. Called out today, but she hides away. Called out today, but she hides away.
Okay, so what is my conclusion about sanding the foil? Did it actually improve the speed or the control or both? And I have to say in this session, it was really not the fastest session. I did like 28.6 knots, I think, in this session, because it was quite wavy and also like it was just not the conditions for speed. I think Mario also only went 28 knots. So it's not like I immediately felt that it was performing like a whole world better. But I went out the other day again where I didn't film, and there I made 31 knots on a different lake that was a little bit flatter. And for sure it felt super easy on that day. But it's hard to say if I just got a good gust or if actually sanding the foil and making the edges sharper improved the speed. So it's hard for me to say, to give a definite answer if all this work actually helped. And I have to say I didn't feel it immediately. So if you hear people saying you have to sand your foil, I would disagree with that, because I could barely feel it, if at all. And I think it's only really relevant for like the guys who are really into this super high performance racing, and there you maybe gain like 2 meters on like a mile of windsurfing, which can make a difference in racing. But for the average windsurfer, I think sanding your foil is really unnecessary and even dangerous, because making the foil as sharp as it is, actually funny story, or not really funny, but after sanding my foil, I was the mast of my foil was just lying in the garden, and my dad was picking it up, and he actually cut his finger just by touching the foil. And of course that can be really dangerous as well. If you're windsurfing and you're hitting the back edge of your foil and you immediately cut yourself, that's not a good thing, and it's very dangerous. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep the foil like that or if I'm going to sand it again to make it a little bit less sharp. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to figure out if that actually helps or improves my speed. And yeah, thanks to my Patreon supporters for it's actually starting to rain a lot. Thanks to my Patreon supporters for supporting this channel the way you do. And of course to everyone else watching. If you like this kind of content, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one again. It's really pouring now.